Hi, my name's Ryan. I recently finished my FDA studies at dBs Music, and now in my third year at Marjon, we have to do a work experience placement. And for mine, I'd very much like to come down to dBs and run some workshops in Macdom SP for the students there. You might not be familiar with Max or what it is, what it can do, so I thought the best way to gauge interest would be to do a quick presentation about it to run you over the basics and see where we go from there. So to start with, you might ask, what is Max? So in essence, it's a simple graphical programming environment that's very easy for beginners who have no previous experience in programming at all. As you can see, it's very visual, and it essentially consists of some boxes which do things, and you connect these boxes together to do more interesting things. That's the gist of it. To elaborate a bit further, you can take audio, MIDI and control signals and video data and mix them together in any way you can imagine. So for instance, I don't know, you might take a synthesizer, and when you play music on it, it creates some kind of visual effect and that video might be mapped onto a 3D object, and that 3D object spits out MIDI data. I don't know, it sounds crazy, but literally your imagination is the only thing holding you back with Max. You can create any system you can imagine. You can mix all of these kind of things together in very creative and new ways. It's a very mature system now. It's been around for over 20 years, and it's used in many different creative industries because of its flexibility and its ease of use. And one of the advantages of it having been around for so long is that there's a large support network out there. You know, you can find a lot of help online about it. There's lots and lots of demo projects, lots of tutorials, loads of stuff like that, and it's been upgraded and expanded a lot of times over the years. Why learn Max is another question you may ask. Firstly and foremost, considering the course that you're on, it will help you understand digital audio in a much more fundamental and practical way. I suppose a good analogy might be if you were a carpenter and you were trying to learn woodwork, and all you ever did was read books about woodwork, or perhaps look at things that somebody else had made. You know, to learn a subject, you need to get your hands dirty. You need to get in there and experiment yourself. Try building things, putting things together, designing your own systems. And Max allows you to do that. It allows you to dive right in there and get a real understanding of how things are working under the bonnet. It allows you to invent new instruments and controllers, as I kind of briefly touched on before. And if you think about this, how many times have you had a synthesizer or a controller or been working with a piece of software and just thought, I wish it had a button that did this, or I wish it had a slider that did this, or I wish this worked differently, or I wish it had this function. With Max, you can do that. You can just add it. You can design systems which work exactly the way you want them to do. They do things exactly when you want, how you want, the way you like it. And you can strip out all the things you don't need. So especially if you're working in a live environment, this can be very useful, because you can cut out all the crap and just have a system which works exactly the way you want and does what you want it to do. It also integrates very well with Ableton Live. They've been working together to develop a product called Max for Live, which basically means once you've designed your instruments and things, you can load them up as plugins in Ableton and just get making music with them straight away, which is obviously very useful. Finally, it's a great way to get into programming in general. If you've ever wondered, how you might take your first steps into the world of making your own computer software, Max is a brilliant way to kind of dip your toe in the water, because it's very visual, it's very easy to use, and although it kind of approaches a lot of the ideas and concepts that programmers have to deal with every day, it does it in a very intuitive way, and once you've understood those ideas, it'll be very easy for you to move on to other languages. Let me know what you would, if you're interested. I've set up a quick Google survey thing where you can just let me know that you're interested and send me your email address. You can get that at tinyurl.com/max-at-dbs. If you wouldn't mind logging on there and just registering your interest, that would be fantastic, because then I can gauge how many people might want to be involved, and I can start getting a lesson plan together. If you're interested to see something cool I made with it, go to tinyurl.com/maxchillian. That's the first project I ever did, actually. So it's just a MIDI thing basically, but you'll see what it is when you have a look. Thank you for your time, and hopefully I'll catch up with some of you soon.